Hello all. Today I am going to give you a brief introduction to sensors and transducers. Myself, Niloofar, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, ML College of Advanced Studies, Nilambur. As we know, measurement is an important subsystem in any major system, whether it may be a mechanical system or an electronic system. A measurement system consists of sensors, actuators, transducers, and signal processing devices. The use of these elements and devices is not limited to measuring systems. These are also used in systems which perform specific tasks to communicate with the real world. The communication can be anything like reading the status of a signal from a switch or to trigger a particular output to light up an LED. Consider the following steps of a measuring system. In this block diagram of a simple measuring system, there are three basic elements: sensors, signal conditioning unit, data representing devices. Let's discuss what a sensor is. A sensor is a device that is used to dictate changes in any physical quantity like temperature, speed, flow, level, pressure, etc. Any changes in the input quantity will be dictated by a sensor and reflected as changes in output quantity. Both the input and output quantities of a sensor are physical, that is, non-electrical in nature. The non-electrical output quantity of the sensor makes it inconvenient to further process it. Hence, the signal conditioning unit is used to convert the physical output or non-electrical output of the sensor to an electrical quantity. Here is some of the bus non-signal conditioning units are analog to digital converters, amplifiers, filters, rectifiers, modulators, etc. Next part is the data representation device. A data representation device is used to present the measured output to the observer. This can be anything like a scale, an LCD display, a signal recorder, etc. Now let's see the definition of sensor. The sensor is a device that measures the physical quantity, that is heat, light, sound, etc. into an easily readable signal like voltage, current, etc. It gives accurate reading after calibration. For example, the mercury used in the thermometer converts the measured temperature into an expansion and contraction of the liquid, which is easily measured with the help of a calibrated glass tube. The thermocouple also converts the temperature to an output voltage which measured by the thermometer. The sensors have many applications in electronics equipments. The few of them are explained here. The motion sensors are used in the home security system and the automation door system. The photosensor senses the infrared or ultraviolet light. The accelerometer sensor used in the mobile for dictating the screen rotation. Now let's see what are transducers. The transducers are the devices which converts the one form of energy into another. That is, the device that can change the physical attributes of the non-electrical signal into an electrical signal which is easily measurable. The transducers has three major components. They are The input device, the signal conditioning or processing device, and an output device. The process of conversion of one form of energy into another is known as transduction. The conversion is done by sensing and transducing the physical quantities like temperature, pressure, sound, etc. The transduction is completed in two steps. First, by sensing the signal and then strengthening it for further. Now, let's discuss about the key differences between sensors and transducers. Here are some key differences between the sensors and transducers. The sensor senses the physical changes across the surrounding, whereas the transducer transforms the one form of energy into another. Second, the sensor itself is the major component of the sensor, whereas the sensor and the signal conditioning are the major elements of the transducer. The primary function of the sensor is to sense the physical change, whereas the transducer converts the physical quantities into an electrical signal. The accelerometer, barometer, gyroscope are some of the examples of the sensors, whereas the thermistors and thermocouples are some of the examples of transducers. The sensor and the transducers both are physical devices used for measuring the physical quantities like temperature, displacement, heat, etc., which are difficult to measure. The most significant difference between the sensors and the transducers is that the sensor senses the physical changes occurs in the surrounding, whereas the transducer converts the physical quantity or non-electrical into another signal or electrical signal. Hope you all understand the what are sensors and transducers and the major difference between them. Thank you.